Well, hi there guys and girls, game cats and kittens and everybody else who's adjacent to any of those descriptions. As always, my name's Craig, aka Hippie Pickle, and today when I did the last stream I thought I was going to be kind of done because I've got to the Nexus, the anomaly, and from there, you know, the game can even start following the main story, but there's still a lot of stuff I've not covered, and I've actually been enjoying playing, doing these videos and getting some, some nice positive feedback from the community. Do appreciate all the nice words anybody said to me, so I really do appreciate that. Before we get going, I just want to kind of raise a point that was brought up on Friday's Gamescast Live over at PSVR without parole. If you're not yet part of this community, I would highly recommend it to any VR enthusiast, especially PSVR2. It's a great community full of great people, with, all with varying different opinions, but all come together for the greater love of the format and the games they're getting. The point that was raised was about quality of games at the moment, and problems with games and how people behave, and it's something what kind of resonates with me so much as well. It might be a little bit of a ramble, but I will get back to the point, and it will be relevant to this video eventually as well. So the main point being, games get released these days and they can be broken. They can be fundamentally things wrong with them, or they're not as you expect. Now, of course, we all as consumers want to buy a finished product. No one wants to get a game that is buggy, it's got game breaking bugs in there, or just things what just could be a lot better. And then, of course, as reviewers, we should always provide critique. The only way developers can make better games is if we give them feedback on the games they're making and how they can improve it. There's been a history though where, oh, you've not made the game I want, you should all die in a fire, or I'm going to come round to your house and stab you. It's like just stupid behaviour, just idiotic behaviour, and it should not be happening. Of course, we should all demand better. We don't want games, I'd rather games get delayed than get launched with bugs which make the games unplayable. But prime example is No Man's Sky. So when the game first launched back in 2016, if I'm correct, if I think I'm right on that one. See, I bought into the hype. It was one of the games I pre-ordered. There was always hype around the game, and I don't normally buy into new IPs very often. Because I like to see, I don't generally do it, I like to see what the game is about first. But I bought into the hype of No Man's Sky, and when I got it, the game wasn't broken. The game worked, but it was boring. There was just nothing to do. It was a pretty looking Minecraft without all the bits what makes Minecraft great about building and creating things. It was just an explore game. You get the name stuff, you get some resources, move to the next system, and the entire point was get to the centre of the galaxy. And there was, I wasn't particularly pissed off. I didn't want to get a refund at all. Yes, I think it was a £50 pre-order at the time, $49.99. I just thought, this just kind of shows me better. I shouldn't just buy into games without knowing more about it. Now, of course, as we current No Man's Sky players know, over the years, Hello Games has not stopped supporting the game, updating the game, adding content, and which is all for free as well. They've not done any paid content, it's all been for free because they want to make the game they originally promised. Now, there are some out there what still argue the fact, but it's still not the game they promised. If you look at the original, if you go to their press pack on the No Man's Sky website, it's still the original launch trailer where it's like, every planet, every rock, every tree procedurally generated, which is still not the case, because you get to a planet and there's different biomes, of course, but you see one tree, it's the same tree all over the planet. It's the same type of tree, same rock, all on the planet. It should be very different in sizes, maybe. It might be slightly different hue of colour, but it's mainly exactly the same. If it was truly procedurally generated, then it would have branches in different positions. It's still the same genus of the tree, but it would be slightly different. That doesn't bother me at all. What Hello Games have done for No Man's Sky is absolutely phenomenal. But at launch, they got death threats. There were so many bad press. and they got death threats. People, you should die. I'm gonna come to the offices and I'm gonna blow it. It was so disgustingly bad behaviour, and this should never happen, because at the end of the day, we're all humans. Developers are humans. It goes such a long way in an age where we're finally starting to talk about mental health. And I myself, I'll openly admit, I struggle with my mental health a lot. Being part of the PSVR2 Pro community, meeting some great people, actually talking to developers what are part of this, and actually giving feedback to developers and seeing the engagement they've got with fans, it's so good for my mental health. And because if you act in a more responsible and better way and say, look, okay, your game's launched, Firewall, it launched, it's got a lot of problems, and they've fixed some of these problems, but it's still, you know, not what we all expect. But we just need to provide constructive criticism and feedback to the developers. Don't get on a personal level. We're all human. Just think about that person what sat in that office, who's reading that, and then they go home and they're just so down. You know, and it can affect their personal lives, the family. It's just not good behaviour. You should always, you know, definitely criticise, expect better, but in the same way, stop pre-ordering big games, because if they're going to launch buggy, wait until it's launched, see what the reviewers are saying, what are getting their hands on the games early, you know, and make a decision, make an informed decision from there. Of course, there's some exceptions to the rules. I still like to pre-order certain games with benefits and pre-order rewards, and then there's like Final Fantasy 16 came out. I pre-ordered it without really, you know, I just knew I was going to love the game, and I'm very, I don't rarely have had issues with their level of games and launching in a buggy state. It just doesn't happen really. But it is better to wait if money's hard, you know, but just also give good feedback when it is deserved. No Man's Sky, yet again, this is my point, such a prime example. When this, you know, it launched, PSVR2 launched, it got updated, so it was going to support PSVR2. A lot of us have been playing it for years on PSVR1, and you know, on a PS4 Pro, and then on the PS5 running the PSVR1 version. It was so good. You know, there's still a lot of bugs in the game, of course, but it looked so good. And when it launched on PSVR2, it was such a blurry mess. I did play quite a bit, but then it was kind of grating on me after a while. But it's took, you know, 6 months to get it updated. And if you're following Twitter and the accounts, it was basically one developer spent 4 months of his time trying to get this fixed in time to launch with the Echoes update, and that's just one man working on it. I do forget his name, I do apologise, but that guy deserves so much credit for what he's actually managed to do in this game. And give praise, you know, give that good feedback, spur them on to make better content. We as a community, we should be promoting good content and good work. Of course, critique bad work, critique it, say, guys, you know, this should be a little bit better, what about this? Galaxy Car, another prime example, it's launched, it was blurry, and there wasn't much content. They've fixed a lot of the blurry issues. The developers are actually part of the PSVR Pro community, and listening to the feedback, and you know, Brian Paul he said what he wants to do in games like kart games, he wants one hand on a steering wheel with a proper wheel support, and another hand shooting. The guys are doing it. It's coming into the game, you know, without feedback, and oh, I wish I could do this. Provide that feedback, give good communication to these companies so they can make better games for us. It's going to benefit us as a whole. Just use your voice in a positive way. You know, you can slate a game. You can say, oh, it's absolutely, you know, it's not good. It's visually it doesn't look great. It's buggy. It's got glitches. You know, I really dislike this. But you know, critique it, but give it back and just let them work on it. Give them time as well. Of course, this should take the time in the first place and shouldn't rush. Certain games like Firewall would definitely benefit from a closed beta test, or you know, or some kind of early access program. But just we need to all work together with the developers. These human beings, be a human being and actually respect people. It can affect them so much. In the last couple of days, you know, I've had some nice comments and feedback from the community about the videos I've been doing, and it makes me, I've been struggling seriously. Money at the moment with credit crunch, I've been struggling. You know, I'll openly admit my mental health has been right. You know, I've not wanted to talk to people, not wanted to go out, but just doing a couple of videos and just one or two nice comments from people saying how much they appreciate what I'm doing. And you know, I'm not the sage of No Man's Sky. I'm just trying to do my best and make content because I enjoy playing the game, and I want to give that enjoyment to other people. Make them see why I love the game so much. Just a positive comment can make such a difference in an individual's life and the personal life. And please, just everybody. And as I always say, peace and love all. It's just critique it in a better fashion. And we're all going to get these amazing games like No Man's Sky to play. You know, there's just so much great potential out there. But that's enough of my rant. So let's get on with what I was going to do today. So yeah, I've already kind of got to the Nexus, and I kind of thought I'd finished up the guides and the walkthrough, because the rest the main story starts unfolding from once you get to the anomaly. But there's so much stuff I've still not done, and I thought I'd do some more live streams just to show a few other things, what is available in the game, before I actually start working on a more condensed package of a guide. And what I thought I'd do today is actually just explore the planet and just kind of show what different things you can find on a planet and different things you can do. What I've gone ahead and done is I've finally built myself a landing pad for a start, because my ship was always spawning down there, as you can see. There's my other crappy ship. I built myself a landing pad just so whenever I come to the base, the ship's not underneath. It's going to be great. I've also bought a handful of the different star charts. So first of all, I need some inventory space. So I've upgraded my ship. All the other ships I got on the last stream from the Twitch rewards, I've scrapped them in. I've scrapped all those ships in. I've got a couple of storage augments as well. So I've upgraded the facilities on this. So I'm just going to actually get an exosuit chart first. So just use that in your inventory, and it's pinged up a drop pod for me. So let's get over to the drop pod. I've got myself a nice little Apollo statue in my ship. Reset the view a little bit. Here we go. Not in the head. I've only actually used the Artemis one, so I've not used the Apollo one. Right. So as you can see, if I was flying along at this altitude, it's going to take me, nearly 7 minutes to get there. But what you can do, if you just go into space, and you see, obviously, the higher up you go, the faster speed. So once you get to the full speed around 3000 U, and you just level out, point at the drop pod, and then if you press and hold the pulse engine button, you will actually skim round the planet, and then you can go back into the atmosphere, and that's just saved you, a 7 minute journey in atmosphere. And this applies to anything that pops up on your scanner. Oh, I just got a new record for the deepest routes. Okay, so I think I covered a drop pod in one of my early videos. Of course, they've all got save points. Come here, you can discover that, save the game, and also you can rename it. You've got your... Oh, did I get an atlas? I think I bought... Yes, I don't have the materials though. I need copper and a microprocessor. I thought I had copper in the ship. Did I not? No, I don't have copper in this. Must be my other ship. Fair enough. So let's just see what's in these. Just get rid of that. And some ammo. And a Kovacs casing, that's always good. Okay, so the drop pods, whenever you find a drop pod, you can just find them wandering around, or you can use the charts. Basically just needs a repair. 3 things. Wants antimatter housing, want some nitrate, which I've already got, and a nanotube. So I'll put the nitrate in, and then go to my inventory, make a nanotube, and make antimatter housing. Repair those. Okay. And then, obviously these are free. When you do the ones on the space, just by repairing it, you don't have to pay any money. The ones on the space stations and the anomaly, you've got to pay for. I do need some more slots in the technology though, so I'm going to do that because I've got some technology I want to install. First thing being rocket boots. There we go. Oh, rocket boots. So I've got the tritium. What else do I need? I need hydraulic wiring, which I've now got the plans for, which I need salt and well, that'll have to wait. Okay, there's one slot there. So before I use the next chart, let's just have a, from here, just have a wander out and see what's what. This ship's so much better than the original. Got a really long nose though. So what you can do, I always find, you know, you can get still, because of the size of the game, you do get asset pop-ups. So if you're flying fast, for example, and it's like you'll suddenly see, yeah, you can see just the kind of phasing in the different rocks, and there's still some pop-ups, textures and things like that. Sometimes, if you just slow down, you can get things to pop, and there we go, straight away, there's a beacon. So I'll show you what these are. So this is a bit like a signal booster. You can build it. That's actually my next main story quest, to build a signal booster and do this. We come to this waypoint. What that does a scan. It normally pings a minor settlement. Has it? There we go. Yep, minor settlement detected, which is over there. 15 hours walk. Don't want to do that. So whenever you find those, it generally when you use them, it does pick up ping minor settlements or trading posts. Okay, so in the ship flying, it will be 3 hours. So let's just go into the atmosphere. You can see once I'm just at about 3,000, level out, point my nose at it, and just press and hold the pulse, and I will skim around the planet. Let's go back in. Okay, so that's a minor settlement. It's got a couple of shelters there as well. So you line it up. Once the rings turn green, you can just press the land button. And always remember, whenever you get this landing pad or there's a landing beacon, see the green circles. Taking off again does not cost launch fuel. I think I've already covered the minor settlements before, but I'll just quickly reiterate that as well. In here, you've always got a trade terminal. You've got a multi-tool cabinet, and a discussion what's been in the Discord on PSVR2 for all. These settlements you can come across obviously S ranks. Now, when you find an S rank cabinet, if you want to put down a communication beacon, let's have a look at the build. So I don't actually have one. I don't have a recipe for it at the moment. For yourself, you could put down a save beacon, so you can always find it again. Other people who don't always see the save beacons, you can put down a communication beacon instead, just saying S rank mod here. Then people will come in. Once you find one, sometimes if you're reloading your game, it can change. So just getting in and out of your ship, reloading your save, can recycle it, but generally you might go between like an S class and an A class. Sometimes if you've seen an S class, you come back again, it's not there, you can just reload your save and it can respawn. Of course, you've got your technology guide, and this early on in the game you can obviously buy components, either sell things like the antibiotic housing, the wiring loom, which is definitely needed early on. You can see that's the most expensive item. And then of course it does have some blueprints, and this is where you initially would get your teleport, receive your person. You can get these as well once you get to the anomaly, but when you're just playing the game at the start before you get to the hub, it's where you can get your advanced mining laser from with some nanites. So these are definitely, you can get all these again on anomaly like I said, but it's definitely worth getting these early on in the game. And then you've usually got one random NPC walking around. So he's adding up his profits because he's a greedy little get. So of course, I've learned some of the words which are in green, so that's probably the GEC Federation is to something units. So, of course, I've got three options. If I fully translate that, I'd know exactly what he wants. So, I reckon because he mentioned units and I translated a word, he wants some units. It could be saying, look at all my units, and you just want to tap the pad or pat them on the head. But I'm just going to try giving him units. Now, what you can do for any situation like this, when you're at a settlement or anything that's got a multiple choice and you haven't got all the words learned, get in and out your ship, which creates a restore point, and choose one of the options. If it's wrong and you don't get the reward you want, just reload your save and try again. Try one of the other options. But I'm going to be giving units. So it's clear thrilled, and it gives me a piece of technology in exchange. So that was the right answer, and that was a Starship mod. I got some standing with GEC as well. Of course, that mod, it's just a C-class shield mod. I've already got 3 A-class shield mods installed, so I don't need that. But I can trade that in for nanites, which is value 60. I don't think I can trade modules here. Yeah, there's no option to sell. So when you're on a space station, if you go to any of the vendors what do upgrade modules, you can just click on to sell and sell that module. And of course, then you've also got shelters here. I've shown these before as well. And here, this stock checker, that's just going to give me some units. Yeah, 1,000 units. And then these will either give you nanites or standing. So that disappears. And that gave me 43 nanites. It all adds up. I scan these, yeah. Crabberoid, Stoker, Stompy. I like musing names. It keeps me flutterby, you know. It keeps me amused. Have I not discovered that? What's the layer on? Okay. So yeah, look at that. The biggest boulder, and I've called it Pebble. Nothing in this unit. And of course, you've always got your buried technology module. Well, see, this is, yeah. Straight away, this, look, I've changed my multi-tool. I've not actually noticed that the menu's all off. So again, in the tutorial I did at the start, if you just bring the other hand over it till it turns orangey, you then press your grip button, you can grab this menu. And you can move it anywhere you want on the gun. So for this, probably going to want it right there. It's a bit off angled. There we go. And that applies to your hand as well. If you want it more on the back of your hand, you can just come over and you can move it that way. If you want to turn your hand over, I kind of like it at my thumb, because then I'm just bringing my hand up and looking at it. Same with this. But of course, with this, it was kind of clipping round the side of the gun stock. Got the trim repair on. There we go. It's on big size. Get yourself some salvage data. Of course, it all adds up. That's where you get all your recipes from for building materials and technology modules and stuff. So Fesium, don't want that. I'm just going to destroy the blockage and get myself some more nanites. That's a big haul. Okay. So let's just have another quick wander around. One thing I'm hoping they're going to do eventually, they must be working on it. I think they've probably had, you know, tons of players say the same thing kind of over and over again. There we go, there's another one of those beacons, but I don't really want to find another point at the moment. There's some star bramble. Have I got my gloves installed? Yeah, I've got my hazmat gloves. So you do need your hazmat gloves to gather things like your star brambles. As you're going along, you can just hit your scanner and it will ping up buildings nearby, but it did not pick up this building, for example. It's not always accurate, but again, same, if you slow down, it tends to pick them up a bit better. So this is another abandoned facility. And I kind of raised the point last time when I was doing the last video about the whispering eggs. I'm going to show you what happens. So let me just get the multi-tool. And I've only got the bolt caster on here, 200 ammo. So I'm going to show you the monstrosities. Done. The egg. There we go. And here's the monstrosities. And these will keep coming for a certain amount of time. I've also, someone said that you could just punch them. Yeah, just keep holding the trigger button. Oh, in fact, yeah, just keeping holding the trigger button, just walking into them, there's an instant death. Yeah, that's a lot easier. Oh, took a bit of damage. Oh shit. Yeah, I'm in trouble. Only advisable if you've got good shields. My shield is... Oh! Well, that's probably just... Because I've just taken critical damage. That's probably just damage one of the units. This is what I do when you get the quest in the Nexus. See, swarm subsiding. But when I get the quest in the Nexus, if you just get onto the roof of the building, if you're not too bothered about getting the eggs, you can just shoot one of the eggs. If you lower enough down, they will split at you, but from up here, they won't generally split at you. There's the shield back up. And you can just kill the monstrosities up on the roof. But if you hide long enough, they will eventually subside, or you kill enough of them. How much ammo have I got? In fact, I'll put that in a bit. That's not quite where I want it. I want it back there. That's better. How much ammo have I got? It's a starship. Oh, I've got plenty of ammo. Of course, the larval cores using certain crafting recipes and can be worth a little bit of money early on, but sometimes is it worth the effort? Of course, your gun does automatically reload, but you can just manually reload it as well, which is technically quicker. Swarm subsiding. That's fine. So let's have a look at the larval core. So it's actually worth 69,000. So, and you can get stacks of 10 of those. So you can imagine just a stack of 10 of those. It's going to be worth, you know, nearly 1 million units for yourself. So you can. It is a good thing to do. You could, but of course, if you don't collect the larval core straight away, like that last one, it will despawn. It'll just disappear. So you kind of got to get it, grab it, and then get away. You can also hide in the building. They don't come and get you in the buildings either. There's a specimen. It's got some geck standing. Some of these. Some carbon. Abandoned terminals. Just get rid of the blockage. Again, these are just kind of just little lore and story behind the game. Whenever you analyse these, it'll give me something to aid the journey, so that gives me nanites. It can give you technology modules and all sorts on there, but it's worth exploring. You see, obviously, when I've got my scanner on, it highlights the whispering eggs there. So let's go ahead and use another chart. Now, I'll actually show you a settlement. Now, while you're playing the main story, you will eventually, as you would have seen from the part 3 stream, just posting through space, I received a communication, slowed down, and it was actually a abandoned solar ship, and that was the trigger quest, what would then take you to the pirate systems to unravel all the pirate quests what are available as well, and that kind of side of the game. You will eventually, following the story, you will just come across a distress signal, and it will take you to the first settlement anyway. Now, the problem being with the first settlement you find, it generally can be on a rather crappy planet. Now, you don't have to accept the one you see. Generally, they all start at kind of C rank. I think I've come across one was a starting B rank, but it's irrelevant because once you start building your settlement, it will rank up as you build it anyway. So on my main save, the only thing I've got to rank up now is my population. Everything else has made it an A class, and I just need to get more and more population in there. Another thing is, in case you keep getting visitors or the disputes between your citizens, you've got to resolve, and you keep going back after a certain amount of time. I learned early on, but you will get a citizen request to go out on an expedition. Now, it sounds great and you can get some good rewards, but I was doing it and citizens kept dying, which obviously lowered my overall population. So whenever I get the request to go out on an expedition, I tell them to get stuffed because I don't want them to die. So there's no downside of saying no, you know, so it's fine. But I will show you a settlement now. If you find one and it's not on a planet you're choosing, so like this planet, I think it has, I think it might still have an occasional storm, but it is a paradise planet, so it's no adverse weather. I would want to find one in here. So even after you find one and you can start the main story, you can only be the overseer of one settlement, but you can change as well. But once you've started that quest line, you can get these settlement charts and then just go to a planet you want to have your settlement on, like this planet for example, and use it. So it should, in theory, let me just actually stand on the planet first just in case, it should in theory pick up a settlement on this planet. So let's just do this, use the charts. Does that work? That did not do anything. So right, so I might have just learned something there as well. So using that settlement chart did naff all. It may be because I've not triggered the quest. I've not followed the story far enough to trigger the quest, because it also spawns into other quests. The Traces of Metal, you can get a Sentinel companion what follows you around. Cool at first. I turned it off because it got annoying and kind of get him away, but I think by the looks of it you've got to actually start that quest first. So once you've started the quest and you've gone to the settlement, you could always say yeah, be the overseer if you want, but once you've actually started it, then would probably be the time to get a chart, then come to a planet you want. Like I would want one on this planet, then use the chart, because it appears to do nothing unless you start the quest line. It's probably because I'm not, like I said, not far enough in the story to actually get the benefits from it. So learn something new every day. So let's have the next one. So we've got a secure, let's go for a distress, one of these distress ones. Use that. Now these can usually be crash ships or crash freighters. Where is it? There we go. Distress beacon. Let's get back up in the atmosphere. 3000 U. 2900. Level out. Pulse round. And it's a crash ship. So that's a shuttle class by the looks of it. Just land here. Just do this. A few nanites. And we can use this distress beacon here. Interior of the downed craft is a patchwork of technologies possibly scavenged from multiple ships. The portly corpse, it's saying a fat guy died in here. The portly corpse of a dead beaked life form. So it was a fat Gek. It sprawls across the control panel. Clearly the deceased had a perchance for the finer things in life. Yes. So basically he was eating caviar and counting his units, and he crashed and died. Oh yeah. The cargo hold is secured by some kind of homemade security systems. Like the rest of the ships, it's a mishmash of technologies. Deactivating it could be tricky. So you've got a couple of different options which can get you a couple of different rewards. I can attempt to hold open the cargo hold, or search the pilot. So it's probably booby trapped. It'll probably take some damage. It's not going to really affect me, I don't think. But it's up to you, whatever you do. Same again, I've got out my ship. if I don't like the outcome, you can just reload, use restore points, and just try the other option. I'm just searching for out. So, a decomposed grub-like crustacean and an exosuit tech proves my reward after the exertions of heaving the bloated corpse off the controls. So, I got an A rank protection module. Excuse me. So that's a radiation A rank. I've already got an S rank. I don't need another one, so I could just sell that for nanites when I get to a space station. Okay, and then you can go to the ship. So this one is the Yoket Edge of Clouds. Yes, okay, I believe it. So it's a B class. So if I should compare. So again, you can compare obviously the stats there and your cargo and technology. So if you look at my current ship, I've currently got 40 and 60, which is tech and cargo slots. This has 21 and 58, so it's actually got quite a large cargo, but of course most of these are broken. I can swap the ship. Don't want to do that because I would just lose my current ship, or I can just claim the ship. So what you want to do is claim the ship, which adds the ship to collection. Now I could get in the ship and I can't take off, I can't do anything because everything is broken. Well, this one slides outwards, doesn't it? Okay, so everything's broken. I'm just going to leave that for the time being. What I'm going to do is get into the ship here. And let's see if it should let me. I'm sure I did it earlier and it lets me summon it. Let me have a look. I'm not repairing. Let me just go back to my base a moment. Look at that. It's great. That's just spawned in right where I was going to pulse. So when you need a big ship up, it doesn't let you pulse. So let me just get away from that. Go back to the archive. And of course, you can see all the pop-up. Of course, when it's a big asset, it takes a little bit of time to load. Landing pad. Pretty sure when I did it with the when I was scrapping Artemis's ship earlier, let me do it. Let me just check. So go to summon. Use that button to select other ships. On the no, it can't launch. So I must have repaired the launch thrusters last time. But what I can possibly do, so let's try another approach to this. You can't change a ship when you're on a space station, but there's the anomaly. So conveniently I spawned it earlier. I know when you're in the anomaly you can change a ship because I was doing it yesterday. It won't let me summon it because if I'd just repaired the thrusters, it would have probably be able to take off. Let's just come here. That's kind of like my living ship on the main save, that one. So there's my ship. Now let's go here. Put a summon. Switch docked ship. So change that, and there we go. It's even on fire. It's on fire in the anomaly. Then what I can do is there's a room I didn't actually show you. You have a fly up to that door, or I can walk the long way around. As you can see, I've already stacked up three of the daily quests I can do. What's that guy's name? A bioship of Elfenstream. Okay. Now in this room you have got a big teleporter, and this just highlights you know, featured bases. Mr. Pished, there you go. It's their highlighted base, their bases. I've never actually been to these, but I think it says it's going to let me warp. I don't know if it's going to download or not. But what I'm going to do is just go to space stations, current system, current space station I'm in. Another way around doing it, once you get to the anomaly, don't have to repair these ships at all. And then look, the ship I've just swapped in the anomaly is on the space station. And if I come up to the scrapper, come in here, and you know, that ship I've just found, which was a total bag of crap, is worth nearly 3 million units. So let's just scrap this. Claim the scrap. There we go. Some subatomic. Let's have a look, see what I got from that. Only downside, it's switched back to my little crappy ship. Got me a few modules, pulse engine modules, got a shield module, and some regulators. So scrapping your ships like that as well, you can get the storage augments, and then you come back to the same unit, and then you can upgrade Starship. And of course, you don't want to purchase, even though I've got enough for one. You can just apply the augmentation when you get storage upgrades. While I'm here, might as well just sell these couple of units. So go to purchase and sell. Don't need that. Don't need that. These are just B ranks. Not interested in those. Let's get rid of those. Okay, sell. I might as well sell the level core. Go down. Subatomic revelators. That was what they're the ones. 3 of those were 2.8 million. That was with the majority of the scrap from the ship. Okay. Now, when you use the teleporter on the anomaly, when you go to your quick menu, it would normally have a return to anomaly option, but it's because I come to a space station, it's not there. If I was to go to my base, it would then have an option to just go straight back to the anomaly. So I was going to go there and just swap the ship easily, but what I'll do instead, just fly up here. Go back to my base. I found that I've used the teleporter the last couple of days, and just I'm hearing ships landing in the station I was on. It's really strange. Let's come back here. I really just need to scrap the old ship, to be honest. But no, wrong one. I've got to summon across the starships. Go to that. Just going to jump down here. Come on, here we go. I'm going to go back to that ship. So yeah, there you go. That's you can find crashed ships, just add them to your collection. Don't have to repair it. Just get yourself aboard the space anomaly, change the dock ship, use this teleporter to go to the space station, scrap the ship. Of course, I'm going to get rid of my old piece of shizney because I don't want it automatically swapping back to that. I'm happy with this ship at the moment. So before I take off. So again, using those can find you more crashed ships. Let's just use one more, see what happens. This time, it has picked up an abandoned building. So, it's not just, how far away is that? Not too far, but I'll still make it a bit quicker for myself. So yeah, you can find the crash ships from these plans. You can find the crash freighters where you get the 6 pods, which I did on the last stream as well. The abandoned buildings. Keeps popping up with that same award. Ah, so you know this abandoned building is just another one with the whispering eggs and modules. Well, look at that. There's actually a crash freighter right there as well. So while I'm here, I might as well do that. And because when I did it for the main quest, it didn't show you the little quest what pops up. Always good to highlight these things. terminal, yada yada yada. Come on. Is there an option for text speed? Options, general. Okay. Well, that's with the auto touch. I turned it off, I couldn't remember where it was. Network, no. Accessibility. No. Camera, no. Yeah. Play around with the difficulties. Yeah, it would be good to have just a speed up text option, or just like instant. Here's all the text. Oh, there's a tight chest, nothing in it. So while I'm here, let's get myself over to this. Again, these do have a landing beacon. Sometimes it takes, there we go. Takes a moment to pop up. So this should give me some better goodies this time round, because it's not part of the story I was doing. Logs are damaged. Log. It's like, oh shit went down. We drank the water. We all died. And now you can see I've got a little quest popped up. Salvage sites. The MS Claw of Akina. So there's 6 pods. And again, I pointed out last time. There's 1 there. 2, 3, 4, 5, and number 6 in that part. Just change to my terrain manipulator. What time are we on? Oh, yeah. I'm going to wrap up this little stream in a moment. Just I want to do a little bit more today. So take out the slime, destroy it. Use it and run away. And I got, wow, 250,000 units. 250,000 units. See, finding these definitely a good thing to start averaging. If you're wanting money, easy way to make money. Let's put this out. Swap to a bolt caster. I might as well put that do while I've got my gun on, and that do it. And that do it. For any of my international viewers, anybody watching in Yorkshire, we don't say door, doer. Open the doer. It's like court, we don't say court, it's coit. Get your coit. That's pulled. Again, use that, run away. I got some gra-gra. I got some smuggled contraband. That gra-gra, it's illegal. So 1 unit of that is worth 154,000 units. So if I was to go to a normal system, like especially a Viking system, because gra is very Viking, I don't know if I'll get more in one of their systems, but in this system I'll get that much for it, as standard. Okay, some polyfiber. Those are quite expensive units, 130,000. So it tells you where it's crafted from, but obviously I don't have the recipe for that to craft it anyway. Put away another 250,000 units. By far, one of the best things you get from here is the got some salvage data. Is the storage, the salvage frigate modules, freighter modules, which then you can get other technologies and stuff on your freighter. Probably going to be another video I'll do maybe tomorrow, and just actually do a little bit more of the story and just see if I can get the freighter unlocked, just to show you the basics of the freighter as well. Destroy the blockage. You can see the quest is completed because that was the 6th one. That. Hey, look at that, salvage frigate module. Exactly what I wanted. Right, so what should we try next? So let's show you one of these charts. Whoa, look at that. That's right next to an outpost. Okay, but manufacturing facility. Ah, right, now this is perfect. Because I realised I've not actually shown you any of the sentinels yet, really. That's a good way to show you things. Now, these manufacturing facilities are sealed. We've got a sealed door, and we've got sentinels patrolling the perimeter. Depending on the planet, if it's a heavy sentinel planet, it could be quite, there could be actual mechs around. It's generally just looking at this one, because it's quite a light sentinel planet. I think it's just a few droids. Occasionally, might be some quads, some of the dog ones. As you can see, they're not going to bother me because they're not aggressive. Now, the door's always in the wrong place. Coming around, you can see there's a reinforced door. Now, that doesn't open with a mining laser. Don't think you can punch it. Well, you can punch it. Shit. That's just attracted the sentinels. Okay, so I want them to bolt caster on. Sentinels are searching for me around the other side of the building. Here they come. One of the recent updates have changed sentinels to just all the same kind of sentinels. Like that kind of sentinel is standard droid. These ones, the kind of triangle ones, they summon more. These ones, little bastards they are, these repair things. As you can see, look, keep reading. Always get rid of these little repairy guys first, they're a nightmare. And then get rid of the triangle ones, summon more. I'm taking a lot of damage here. But the good thing about this is they're still stupid. Kind of, they have improved a lot of the AI in the combat. As you can see, I'm stood in a building. I'm right here. It's looking right at me, but they're still searching. It's in the room. It's come in the building, and it can't find me. The game is, I don't know if it's part of the engine or the way they've done it. The game is just a position just to say you're in a building, you're safe. So if you ever get trouble from sentinels, you can just get in the building. Now, another thing I quite like to do is when you find these. You use your starship to blow open the door, but then when you're in your ship and you track the sentinels, they will start calling in the interceptors, the sentinel ships, which could be a nightmare. But you can blow open the door, quickly land, and then get inside, and it just drops all the aggro anyway. Another option is to dig a hole, dig a tunnel, hide in there, and they go away. So now I've got the door open, got rid of the aggro. What I'm going to quickly do is get in and out of my ship, just to create a restore point. Ship. And you'll see the point of this in a moment. I went to several buildings, like you can find the still stuff inside. Find these ones. The alarm's going off. Interact with the terminal. So approach the terminal. Something deep within its complex is malfunctioning. Surfaces feel hot to touch. Hidden machinery clanks and whirls and alert sounds. Stuff I don't know, because this is probably, because it's a GEC system, it's probably a GEC facility. I don't know any of these GEC words, so I have no idea what it is telling me. It will normally tell you, what is malfunction. So I have got three options here. I can engage the coolant chamber, I can activate the fusion and dampening field, or initiate the laser reflection systems. It would tell me exactly what was malfunctioning. Because the only hint I'd got was hot to the touch, I'm just going to try engaging the coolant chamber. That was the correct answer. The alarms have stopped. Okay, if I'd got the wrong answer, I would just reload the restore point, come back in, try the next option. That's wrong. Reload your restore point. You can't actually fail. It's not much of an effort just to reload for the benefits what you can get from here. So you can either extract nanites, you can create a multi-tool expansion slot, which you can expand your multi-tool, very handy, or you can learn a new recipe. Now these new recipes, exactly what you would get, you can actually buy with nanites on the anomaly as well. But it depends. Early on in the game, it might be good to learn new recipes because you can, let's just actually have a quick look. So there you go. I can see I've bought a lot of these already, so I could learn any of these which I need, or any of these, because I've got a factory override unit, so I could use use it towards any of these. But I didn't accept it. Shit, I didn't accept it, and I can't actually I can't interact with that again. So what I'm going to quickly do is just quickly show you as well. Because I want the multiple expansion. I was going to show you what the recipes were. I would have thought I would have come back out and go back in again, but it won't let me. Come on. Took a bit of time. Let's just get back over there. I keep trying to do my rocket boots, I'm still not got it installed. Let's get on to that. Go back inside. See, the alarm is still going. I already know the right answer for this one now anyway. Engage the coolant chamber. There we go. I want to create a multi-tool expansion slot. And there we go. I've got a multi-tool expansion slot. Just right there. So you can't just use these as they are. When you see these, the little, the shuriken shapes, the three-pronged, you get ones for the multi-tool, you get ones for the exosuit as well. So of course you can get the upgrades on space stations, you can find the charts to take you to the pods. You can also get, ones which you can just use as well on any space station. You can just use them to increase your inventory slots on your exosuit, and it's exactly the same principle for the multi-tool. So to get myself a new slot, which I'm out of slots on this, so it'd be good to get new some more. Screw the space station, go to the multi-tool vendor, use the panel, and then I could just select, because you could buy storage upgrades which cost a lot of nanites, or I could just use that to increase my slots. So there we go. Right, and on that note, kind of running out of time for today. Got to get dinner sorted and get myself to work. I'm not working tomorrow. Got a game planned with my mates, UK Gamer Loki. Don't know what we're going to play yet, but I've got a milestone. We're walking 20 kilometres. Nice. So yeah, on that note, I will say thank you very much for checking out the video. Like I said, I thought I was done, but I'm just enjoying doing these videos for people, and I'm actually getting some good feedback and good hits on the No Man's Sky content. I've done other content, but No Man's Sky is a very hot game at the moment. It's beautiful. And PSVR2 is the definitive way to play the game, in my opinion. Just the immersion with VR is the only way you should play No Man's Sky. Of course, you don't have to. You can play it flat. I'm not saying you should, but just it's my opinion. I think this is the definitive way to play No Man's Sky. It's just something as simple. You get in your ship, and it's like, yes, you can do it, but on flat screen. But just the feeling that I've just took off. I'm on a planet. I'm looking around the ship, and I can just take it to space. It just doesn't translate on flat screen. It's just not the same thing. It's a great game regardless, but it just doesn't, the feeling you get playing it in VR, it's like just coming down to the planet. it's just second to none. It just makes this game absolutely amazing. So I'm just going to land, start waving my arms and saying goodbye. Out. Let's go to photo mode, shall we, so I can wave. So yeah, thank you very much for checking out the stream. If you do like it, then please, give me a like on there. Consider subscribing to the channel. And if there's anything you want to see, anything you want to know about No Man's Sky, hopefully I'll know about it as well. But otherwise, I'll try to find out. Just leave a comment. Let me know what kind of stuff you want to see, and I'll keep making these videos as long as people are interested in the content and want to see more information. I've only covered a little bit of the actual planet exploration today, but yeah, I'll definitely do more of the extras. So thank you very much for checking out the video. Give me a like, give me a comment, and definitely join the PSVR Pro community. The best place for any conversations about PSVR2. Definitely the place to be. Peace and love, guys, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye bye.